This is Things You Missed on Campus on WPTC Williamsport. I'm Ethan Birch. On Monday, April 4th, Penn College hosted an open discussion with the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, otherwise known as NORML. The event attracted over 200 students and community members. Chris Goldstein is a marijuana advocate, writer, and media producer that spoke on behalf of NORML. He was kind enough to give us an interview and recap on some of the things that were discussed that evening. Chris, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
One of the opening statements you made this evening was that America is in a golden age of connoisseurship. Could you explain that thought to everyone who missed the presentation?
Sure. 90% of the marijuana that's grown in America, or smoked in America, is grown right here in America. And folks have spent the last 20 years or so trying to figure out how to grow the best marijuana in the world. In fact, America has the best marijuana on the planet. We smoke more of it than any other place on Earth. So I would call that a golden age of connoisseurship. We are smoking and consuming more better marijuana than ever before.
But this isn't anything new, of course. Tonight you referred to several accounts that prove that marijuana has been used all over the world for thousands of years.
Well, some of them were 8,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago. Some of our best evidence comes from Israel. They burned cannabis and made cannabis oils right around the time of Jesus, about 2,500 years ago. Our best archaeological evidence actually comes from 500 BCE in China, and that comes from that shaman who was found with a leather bag full of buds. So, yeah, it's been used all around the world. India, China, Palestine, and pretty much anywhere that marijuana plants grow. Of course, hemp plants have been used for fiber and for industrial farming as well. So it's not just marijuana. I mean, we have all of humanity has grown up hand in step with hemp, with marijuana, and our cannabinoid receptor system is a good testament to that.
So, though we've been using marijuana for so long, it seems as if science is really just starting to figure out how it really works.
Oh, sure. And, what's interesting, the reason, we were able to extract morphine and things like that in the 1800s because it's easy to extract from the opium plant because it's water soluble. What's interesting is that cannabinoids are fat soluble, and it took a long, long time for them to be isolated and extracted. So the reason the science is a little bit behind is because it was tougher to do on marijuana. It was easier to do on opium. It was easy to extract morphine. It was tougher to extract the cannabinoids and actually start doing science on it. But yeah, today in America and around the world, there are research labs, science labs, medical labs that are doing hardcore research on cannabinoids and what can be done with them in the human body. More than that, they're studying the cannabinoid receptor system in mammals and in humans, and they're finding that cannabinoid receptors are very important, and our endogenous cannabinoids are very important. Something that may not be understood, and maybe why some people are cannabis dependent, is that they may have imbalanced endogenous cannabinoid levels. They may be looking to replace their natural cannabinoids somehow, and that may be why they are chronically inhaling cannabis.
There are many groups out there that advocate for the legalization of marijuana, and I know that you're involved with several of them. If any of our listeners out there wanted to be proactive with the effort, what organizations would you suggest they check out?
They're all good groups. I wouldn't disparage against any group out there that's working to legalize marijuana. Some groups have it as their specific goal. Other groups have it as part of their goal. Like there's a group called the Drug Policy Alliance. They're well-funded. They're in many states. They're in New Jersey. But marijuana and compassionate use of marijuana is just one part of their policy. Other groups like NORML, National NORML, the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. There's a medical marijuana organization called Americans for Safe Access. There's other groups like the Marijuana Policy Project. But I wouldn't disparage any group that's out there working on it. There need to be more.
Once again, that was Chris Goldstein speaking on behalf of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. Be sure to check out their website at norml.com. Also be sure to check out Chris's website at freedomisgreen.com. This interview was recorded by Brad Foster and mixed by myself. Our music credit goes to The Specials with their song Ghost Town. This has been Things You Missed on Campus. I'm Ethan Birch, and you're listening to WPTC Williamsport, the best in college radio.